Hi, everyone. Good evening. Carl Steinbeck here, Sunday night. And this 27th of July here in 2025. And Donna Adelson, the accused murder of FSU law professor Dan Markell, is facing trial next month, 19 August. They're in Tallahassee, Florida, northern Florida there, the capital of Florida, which is in Leon County. So she's been wasting away in the Leon County jail for over 20 months now. It'll be around 21 months when she actually goes to trial. And she'll probably be there just another month before she is, as I expected it to happen, a conviction, just like her son, Charlie, former dentist type, that is convicted of first-degree murder of FSU law professor Dan Markell. So expect this to go pretty much a repeat to a large extent of what they had against Charlie Adelson. And it was a quick jury verdict. Jury did not need much time at all to deliberate and see for what it was, which was Charlie Adelson had overwhelming guilt based on the evidence presented. And much of these same witnesses, as we covered the other day, are going to be the same for Donna as they were for Charlie. And she really would have been convicted there if they would have tried her with Charlie. But they're choosing to go one at a time. The prosecution is, which is really hard to watch. So this is not now going on over 11 years ago, 2014, mind you, that more killers are now still on the loose that need to be held responsible for the involvement in the killing of Dan Markell. So we do have tonight here on the show, I'm going to cover the bump. Any of you that have been covering this case know what I'm talking about. Those of you that are new to the case, the bump is really something you can not see enough of because it was real life, a surprise element of ambush against the Adelsons. And what a bump does is where law enforcement basically causes some forced interaction with a defendant of a conspiracy group. And based on the reaction of the person being bumped, you can tell exactly many times who the key players are. Not all the key players, but a lot of times who the key players are, including the person you're bumping. If the person you're bumping has nothing to do with it, then they'll act like this was like, what are you doing? I don't know anything you're talking about. Get away from me. I'm calling the cops. So I think if that would have been handled that way by Donna Adelson, I think she probably never would have been charged. I think the state attorney's office decided that, this is too overwhelming to let her off the hook if they don't go after her. So she was arrested less than a week after her son was convicted of the killing. And so she tried to flee the country with her husband, Harvey. And lo and behold, they got stopped right before they're getting ready to board an airplane there at Miami International Airport. So this bump is quite significant because it's the key thing, which is going to be used by the prosecution to bring down Donna Adelson, expose her involvement of this. So this is the key evidence that they have against her because it gets her talking, and that's what a bump's supposed to do. Not only how she reacted there during the bump, and we'll go over that and break it down, and then we're going to also look at what did she do after that. So her reaction after the bump was even more critical to what she did during the bump. And so all this is going to be used against her, and it'll leave no doubt in the juror's mind that this is not somebody that's just broadsided, doesn't know what's going on. She intimately knew what was going on regarding this vicious execution style killing of the honorable law professor. And so let's go ahead and jump to this segment I have here on Law and Crime. And this is right here, FBI Special Agent Pat Sanford. He was with Donna, showed up there when she got arrested at the airport. So he's been following this case quite a bit, and he was also involved in the bump. There's also another FBI agent that actually did the bump, and so he's also going to testify as well. But let's look at how they set this thing up here.
Why did you select Donna Adelson to be the recipient of this bump?
Because we noticed the pattern of calls leading up to the murder, and around the time of the murder. The calls were always Donna Adelson to Charlie Adelson to Catherine Magbanwa to Sigfredo Garcia, and then back. It was always going back and forth pretty much in that order. So we wanted to start it on one end and see what would happen, see if it would travel that same line of people.
All right, Judge, at this time, I'd like to publish States 105, the bump video.
You may proceed.
Notice how the flow of information you talked about, that's what they figured out, that Donna is very much wanting to have full control of what happened. So what a better person to bump than somebody that's always dialing up the details and helping push people around to get things done that she thinks need to be effectuated to make sure that this thing is pulled off.
Yes, please.
Black shorts. What is it?
So there you see Donna. She just got done walking Dan's kids to school, dropped them off. Now she's walking back down the street to the high rise her and Charlie were living in. And this is in 2016, so it's 9 years ago. So she's 75 now, so she's roughly about 66 age during this time frame.
Pause it for just a moment. All right, so on the left side of the screen, we've got two different things going on here. Can you explain what we're looking at?
Yes, on the left side is a body recorder that the undercover agent was wearing, and it has video and audio on it. So what you're hearing is audio coming from the undercover agent and his video. On the right side is a separate video taken from surveillance agents that were in the area watching.
All right, so the woman we're seeing on the stairs here, is that Donna Adelson?
It is, and she's exiting the Icon, which is on South Beach, her condominium. That's the stairs coming from her condominium toward the street.
All right, please proceed.
All right, so I got to switch that around. So she's coming from the Icon, their condo, and we'll see here that it's very much indicative that she was not expecting this at all. They thought they had clear sailing, that they'd never be caught, but lo and behold, this bump changed the day of the Adelsons, and how they handled it is absolutely something that was disaster management 101. They completely botched it. So let's see what happens.
Okay, bud. Excuse me, Mrs. Adelson? How you doing?
Okay, that's the FBI agent Jimenez, and so he's posing as the undercover. He's an undercover agent, and he's acting like he's a brother of one of the hitmen.
Give you this. Listen. You. Don't be scared. Listen.
So look at that. This is really impressive because what he has to do is come across. He's got to find that sweet spot. If he comes across too much like a scary gang member, then she's just going to like run away shrieking, right? And if he asks too nice and charming and polite, then she's going to say, you're not affiliated with some hitman that we hired to take out Professor Markel. So he has to find this sweet spot of personality where she's going to be scared enough, but not too scared. So he pulled it off amazingly here.
I just want to let you know that we know that your family has been taking care of Katie and her friend Russo for quite some time after your problem up north has been resolved. And I want to let you know that my brother, he's incarcerated. He helped your family with this problem you guys had.
For her to sit there and even listen this long at this point, you go, wait. Taking care of Katie? What are you talking about? Would you get away from me? Get away from me right now or I'm calling the police. If she would have said that, she was smart. But you know what? She's like has to know, what does this guy know? She has to know, and she just can't help herself, which tends to run in the family, right? Just like Wendy couldn't help herself driving to the crime scene.
Up north, and we want to make sure that he's going through some rough times. We want to make sure that you take care of what he's going through, the way you're taking care of Katie and Tuba. Well, this will explain it.
So she's starting to play dumb, but she's not acting like she wants to scare him off and say, "Get away from me! I'm gonna scream," or anything like that. So she's like, "I got to read what's my read on this guy? What's my read on this guy? I thought this thing was over." So she's internally just absolutely freaking out.
Thank you.
Look at her. She's like, "Oh my gosh." So he's handed her like the clipping of the newspaper showing that Professor Markel was murdered, and she could have looked at it right there, but you know what? She doesn't look at it. If she does, she just looks down and she's like, "Oh my gosh." And so there's a phone number written on there as well for her to call, because they want the hitman taken care of like they've been taking care of Katie. And boy, this puts them in a pressure cooker, doesn't it? If somebody's completely innocent, they go, get out of here. What are you, some kind of nut, or what do you know something about this case? I need to call the cops on you, because maybe you are the hitman that got Dan Markel. So I'm going to turn you in. You know what she does? She acts totally like somebody that was a planner of this, has got to figure out, who is this guy? What's he about? And I need to get the other co-conspirators involved here in South Florida. Inside Panic City here, heart racing. She cannot believe this. What could have gone wrong with this perfectly planned murder? He is nervous. Look how fast he's walking. To the left there, you see the cameraman of the special agent undercover. Somebody's filming this from a distance. They're probably in an unmarked van. There's the elementary school. So just look at the time of day. So she's going to pick up the boys. It's 1:49.
Where does Mrs. Adelson go after the conclusion of the bump?
She goes into the elementary school there, to the door to the right, goes inside and retrieves the children, and then goes back to the icon back across the street.
And are those Wendy and Dan Markel's children?
Yes, they are.
So they're in school just literally less than a block over?
Right across the street from where she lives.
Okay. And when the undercover bumps Mrs. Adelson, do we know if she had a cell phone on her person?
We don't know that.
Okay, but you didn't take one out and make a phone call.
She did not.
Nope.
At this time, Your Honor, I will.
Yeah, I think he's probably said it on purpose. Maybe he's mispronouncing Adelson on purpose. I think so, because he didn't want to scare so much. He really knows about her, to include the pronunciation of her name. So it sort of made it look like, hey, maybe he does not track me and so knowledgeable of me. So I think that's a smart move.
Asked to publish what's marked as call A on the. Have I introduced this? Let's introduce the wire calls themselves. And those are 108, Your Honor.
108, I believe, has already been admitted over objection.
Okay, then they're already in. So this will be call A from 108 that we'd like to publish at this time.
Yeah, Snake. Got to call Charlie. Keep Harvey and Wendy out of it for now. Charlie's gonna lab too much, though.
Some other time in the very near future, I need to meet with people.
Okay.
Okay.
Did someone write a letter to you or something?
I've got some paperwork hand delivered to me.
You're being sued?
No, that's what I thought it was, but I'm going to talk to you.
Okay.
Okay?
Look at how soft she's talking. Like maybe I don't want Harvey to hear me in the other room, but this is like really bad. Something terrible is happening. And so she's talking in these hushed tones, and Charlie keeps trying to pry the information out of her. And she's like, she can't help herself and say, look, I'm not talking about it. I just need to talk to you. Something happened. We got to meet, just you and me. Don't tell anybody else. Don't tell Dad, Wendy, nothing. We got to meet. That's what, if she was smart and had patience, that's what she would have done. If she wanted to execute this in a smart way and try to avoid detection, obviously. But she can't help herself, so she allows Charlie to keep fishing for clues.
So, I'm gonna have to figure out something. You can tell us that we wherever you are.
Well, I'm in Mitch Klein's office on Oakland Park Boulevard.
Okay.
So I'm right now in the Thailand, Chile, and I'll be at his office in the afternoon.
Okay. So the boys who finished their piano lesson around 4-ish, and they had the traffic at the end, they take a ride with them up there.
Does Dad know about this?
The dad
So she may want to take the boys with her to go up and talk to Charlie about this, and then leave the boys in the car at their young age so she can relate to him what has happened to her.
doesn't work today, fortunately.
Yeah, Dad's at work today, fortunately. That's a clue right there. Hey, something's really gone on bad with this murder scam we pulled off for the last 2 years.
IRS.
You know, those IRS people, they're kind of obvious sometimes, but, fortunately not now.
Okay.
So I will talk to you, I'll give you a heads up if I'm gonna drive up that way.
Alright.
Okay? And
Does Wendy know that? Is it about
No,
Wendy?
no. So let me,
Yeah, don't get Wendy involved here because the plan was don't talk to her, don't have any communication about this kind of stuff where it can be traceable. So look at the no 5 times. Let me just talk to you later. So he wants to know more details, and Donna just still feeds these little nuggets of information, helping him clarify, okay, it's not the IRS. Does it involve Wendy or anything? No. So it's like she's scared. Don't bring up too many other people that are part of this. So it's not an exculpatory no for Wendy's sake. It looks like, no, we don't want to get Wendy involved in this and bring it up in discussion. It's like she's worried about there being a wiretap as well. So she doesn't know what's going on right now. And that's why I say this is panic and paranoia. And they're trying to scatter around and trying to figure out how we gonna decipher what this is all about. And right now, Harvey,
let me just talk to you.
he's got other patients to attend to, so he's got to figure out that it's really got to be something serious for Donna to want to drive up to meet him where he's at a dentist's office doing some surgeries.
Later, and,
What is it? Is everyone's health okay?
Yeah.
All right. Does it involve me or other people?
Well,
So he's still trying to fish for clues to try to, because he knows mom's panicking and she's not want to say anything, but they think they can talk in code and they can get away with nobody busting on them. Look what Donna says here.
Probably both of us.
What's that?
Probably the two of us.
So he's asking, does it involve me or other people? And she's saying, probably the two of us. So there you have it. That's a massive, massive indicator of guilt for Donna Adelson. This right here, her own words convict her. So many times as a prosecutor, I can tell you if you got the defendant's own words, they give statements to the police, law enforcement, or they talk to other people and you got them on a phone conversation or voicemail, something like that, or some kind of digital trail. That's what convicts so many people nowadays that otherwise in years past, you wouldn't have that kind of information.
So you probably have a general idea what I'm talking about. So let's just find some time to talk to each other and take the voice for a ride, okay?
You're gonna take the boys up there?
Well, when he doesn't come home, maybe we can get here till about 7 when Dad gets here.
So it's already
So Wendy and Harvey don't make it home till 7 o'clock. Imagine that.
talking today.
Can you or can
So there you go. So Charlie's saying, so it's urgent. You talk with me today. Come on, Charlie. You haven't figured that out yet? Your mom's willing to drive up to where you're at, some other part of South Florida. And Donna says today or tomorrow. It's important. Because she's not going to sleep.
tomorrow, and it's important.
And Donna's saying, I don't know what to do. That's pretty rare things, I think, for her to say that. I don't know what I'm going to do. And then Charlie's again saying, well, I'll be up at Mitch Klein's office. Do you want to come up? And then she's asking until late. And he says, oh, yeah, till really late. Then Donna's saying, I'm just concerned that I would have to get up there and then get back in time for Wendy to get them. And sometimes she gets
All right. Well, I'll be up at Mitch Klein's office.
early.
You want to come up? Oh yeah, so really like.
I'm just concerned that I would have to get up there and get back in time for Wendy to get them. Sometimes she gets out a little earlier with more coming out here.
Well, why can't Wendy wait for the boys? What's the problem? I think the real problem is she doesn't want Wendy to be suspicious of what's going on. Why would you bring the boys all the way up to where Charlie's at some other dentist's office on some long traffic snarled trip? That horrendous Miami traffic. And here's Charlie's wheels still spinning, wanting to know, can I ask you a question? He's even asking his mom, can he ask a question? Who's the paperwork sent from?
Can I ask you a question? Who's the paperwork sent from?
I see them, that's great. I was something that came hand to me as I exited the program today.
So she's saying, as in the response, I see Ben. So she's letting him know the kids are right there. Probably I can't really talk too much also. Other people around. And then she says something that came hand to hand to me as I exited the building today. And that's sort of intimidating for somebody 66 years old to have some guy you don't even know show up and then start handing you some paperwork, and it has to do with something he's talking about involving the murder of your grandson's father. She's not saying, hey, we got hit up today. Somebody's accusing us of being involved in Dan Markel's murder. I need to call the cops. So just giving you a heads up. I need to report this guy. He's scaring me, and we need to report this to the police right away.
And he did use it rank. Was it anonymous or?
Oh no, it's not anonymous.
Oh no, it's not anonymous. I just want to discuss it over the phone because it's that scary to talk about.
Not anonymous. I just don't want to discuss it over the phone.
Right.
Now, if you're a mom, innocent in all this thing, and you have no clue what was going on behind the scenes with Charlie to try to kill Dan Markel, then you wouldn't think anything about getting law involved, and you wouldn't be talking all hush hush like this. You as Donna would be like driving the train, trying to get this guy in trouble and getting him apprehended for having some kind of knowledge, of what's going on in the death of Dan Markel, perhaps. So you won't want to handle this on your own.
It is. It's silly, but if you want,
I wouldn't bother you, trust me.
yeah, no.
There you go.
Want me to?
That's another really damning thing for Donna. I wouldn't bother you. Trust me. Does that sound like something an innocent person would say if they got that kind of bump note saying, "Hey, we want money"? You'd be calling up the police or FBI. You'd be calling up somebody right away if you'd even took the paperwork to begin with and didn't just drop it there and call 911. And apparently, we don't know if she had a cell phone or not, but she probably did have a cell phone on her.
Come down to see you tomorrow. I have to get the day off.
Yes, that would be wonderful. Dad actually starts later tomorrow. You know, if he goes in at 1 o'clock, we both work out.
So here's another clue. So Charlie's offering to come down tomorrow. He's saying he has the day off. And now she's saying, oh, yes, that's wonderful. But there's a problem here because Harvey doesn't go until late tomorrow. So here she's saying Dad actually works later tomorrow. You know, he goes in at 1 o'clock. We both work out at the gym from 9:30 until 10:30. So Harvey knowing about this is a problem because it's disaster management here. And they don't want to get Harvey, who's, what is he, like 6 years older than Donna? They don't want to, and he's got bad health problems even back then. So they don't want to get him too upset about what this possible bump scenario is about.
At the gym from 9:30 to 10:30. So
Whatever it is, I'll take a look at the paperwork.
Yeah.
I hope it's not the IRS. But
I just would like you to review it and give me some input as to what.
Yeah. Give me some input as what your thoughts are, right? She's acting like, hey, this is a problem for me. I got to solve it. Somebody's after me, and she's panicking about it. So she needs Charlie's help. And look at that. Dad leaves at 12, so anytime after 12 would be good. This has got to be just a one-on-one meeting with Charlie. And think about it. Charlie's a convicted murderer, and she's the one trying to keep it hush-hush and just the two of them. This is going to look so bad in front of the jury. This is why jury listens to this and go, oh, yeah, she's in on it. No doubt. No doubt. She's trying to talk hush-hush about it, talking cryptic in code. And once I hear about the TV code and all that, I mean, it's just such an open and shut case.
What your thoughts are. Okay, so come down tomorrow. Dad leaves at 12, so anytime after 12 would be good.
12 tomorrow.
Yeah, he leaves at 12, he starts at 1 there, so 12, 12:15.
I'll come down in the afternoon, that way I can hang out with you and see the ship.
That would be great.
Perfect. All right. I'll talk to you later.
Love you, honey. Bye.
Okay, so he's saying that way I can hang out with you and see the boys too. Really, how nice of you, after killing their dad, that you want to have some time to step in there and have some uncle time, right, with your nephews. How nice. So think about it. They're talking about how they got to have this secret meeting with nobody else in the family knowing about it, including Donna's own husband. And think about when Charlie testified in his trial, he said he only told his mom about how he was being extorted. And so, which is so just outrageously unbelievable. So obviously the family would have talked. And we do have the talk. We do know that Charlie talked to his dad at a restaurant later because the FBI was there listening to that as well. So Harvey knew it, and he also was. There's a lot of indicators that this was a Florida family hit job.
All right, so we've got.
I just want to give a shout out to Ms. Mojo Risen. Thanks for the couple tickets for the Crime Con in Denver that you passed on to my brother John. So that was very nice of you. Appreciate that.
Seems like we're picking up mid stride there a little bit, like we might have missed the first couple words. Can you explain if that's true and why that is?
Yeah, it could have been a couple reasons. Technology missed it, or it could have been that the officer and picked it up and hit the record button a little bit late, just after a few seconds.
All right, and in this call, does Donna Adelson? I mean, the thing she was handed is State's Exhibit 78, right?
That's correct.
Does she ever mention to the defendant even the name Dan Markel?
No, she does not.
Or Danny?
No,
Jibbers?
no.
All right. We've established that the undercover did say the name Katie to Donna Adelson.
Correct.
Does Donna Adelson say the name Katie to the defendant?
No, she doesn't.
What does she say?
She says a girlfriend.
Who does she say this matter involves? Not Wendy, right?
Right, not Wendy. The
Who
two
does
of them.
she say?
The two of them.
The two of us,
Two of us.
meaning herself and Charlie Adelson?
That's correct.
Is there another call where the defendant calls Mrs. Adelson back shortly after this?
Yes,
And is that the next call on the wire?
it is.
How long after the first call is this call that we're about to hear, call B?
From my memory, a few minutes. I mean, I could look.
You
refer to the
can
notes.
look on the wire call
Um,
summary in front of you.
2:09. It was 5 minutes. The call we just listened to was 5 minutes long, a little over 5 minutes. This call's at 2:35.
Okay, so less than half an hour.
Correct.
All right, publish B, please.
You may.
Hey, how are you?
Okay.
Good. Is it me not paying the Sun Pass? I'm
Yeah.
just kidding. No, listen, what was I gonna say? Do you mind paying my Brown and Brown insurance?
No. Okay.
Okay, because I'm gonna just stick with the same company. Yeah, but the thing is this, if you stay with the same company for 3 years, they can then try to bump you down into a lower bracket.
Oh, okay. So it's a good idea what you want.
So I might as well stay with them and then hope that that's actually true, that they can do what they said about putting it in a lower bracket.
Okay. So you want me to call Pam Hall?
Yeah, because I told her that my mom would call her because she's handles like that stuff at the office.
Okay.
And then just send them a check. If they have to have it before, I want to say the 29th or something.
Okay.
So
I'll do that now.
and then do that. And listen, whatever it is, whatever someone sent you, I wouldn't worry too much about anything.
Okay.
So it's-
I mean, so
they're getting this off of the wiretaps then, right? So they do the bump, then do the wiretap. So Charlie's phone was wiretapped, and Katie's McBanois, the middle person, her phone was tapped. They never did tap the phone of Wendy Adelson, which I thought was very odd and dropping the ball.
someone can write whatever they want to write, someone can say whatever they want to say, and I'm not worried.
Okay.
So, was it another bad review on Yelp?
You know, the interview,
So he's getting bad Yelp reviews, and they picked this up on wiretap.
and then sometimes they are bad.
Pretty bad one.
This is a particularly bad one. So, yeah,
But I'm not being sued.
no.
Okay. All right. Honestly, it's whatever it is, and I wouldn't just judging from what you make.
Okay, he's saying don't stress too much about it, Mom. Judging from what you're making it sound like, yeah, it's not that big a deal. But Donna's like, okay, honey, okay, it's probably nothing. Probably, yeah. I think she knows deep down this is something really. The wheels are being blown off the bus here. The murder bus plot.
It sound like I wouldn't stress about too much.
Okay, okay, it's probably nothing.
Yeah, listen, people can always write, people can always say anything they want. It doesn't, if someone says you're a bad dentist, it doesn't mean you're a bad dentist.
So somebody's not going to hand you a Yelp review, Charlie. No, this is something way more serious than the IRS for you.
So, but anyway, I'll definitely come down. It actually works out perfectly because I have the day off.
Okay, so I'll make you take me out to dinner, so make sure you bring cash with you.
All right.
Okay?
Do I need to bring cash?
Yeah,
Talking cash just to go out for dinner? What's the big deal with that?
if you take me out to dinner, then that's probably a good idea, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was this I should bring cash. I don't have much cash to bring.
Is she trying to get on the topic of the TV code for 5, meaning $5,000 is what the agent demanded for his brother, take care of his brother?
Yeah, I'll see if I have money for dinner. Let's see what I have here. Okay.
Can I ask you, is someone blackmailing you?
No, it's always a good possibility.
See, that's the clue she's dropping. She's saying bring cash, and that's another clue. Charlie, somebody's hitting us up for money. And Charlie is able to figure it out finally. Hey, this have to do with blackmail. Who would be blackmail? No, it's not a patient on Yelp doing a Yelp review.
You think someone's trying to blackmail you?
Maybe.
Could be. I don't know.
No.
So here he just couldn't help himself. She's giving him breadcrumbs in the second call because she's that panicky, and he's picking him up, and he's like trying to reel in more information, and it just makes both of them look more and more absolutely guilty.
That's crazy. Is there I don't know what blackmail for, but is there any way I could see you? You can't come up here at all.
So now he's like, man, can you come up here today? Is there any way you can come up here today? This is like really eating on him. He needs to know what this is about.
It's going to be difficult because they don't finish the piano teacher doesn't leave till about 4:15. And even if I came up there and got there.
So they have a in-house piano instructor apparently for the boys that doesn't leave until 4:15.
Maybe 5:15, it was going to be tough to, necessarily get back here in time for.
Yeah, if you don't get up there to see Charlie till an hour later, she leaves at 4:15, so you get up to Charlie an hour later, so that's another hour, probably more than an hour back, because the rush hour is going to be worse than maybe, and so you basically got 45 minutes to talk to Charlie, or less.
Was this? Can I just ask you this? Is this anything government related, or is this like whack job writing a letter to you?
Like who?
Is it like a whack job writing a letter to you, or is this
a whack job? Okay, so somebody's doing a shakedown on Donna, and it could be either a government agency or a whack job. That's the two options you got. Donna, how are you going to answer this one?
Government related.
No, I don't don't know if it's government related.
So it's not government or military or anything like that.
Military? What the heck with military?
Who was the letter addressed to?
Me.
To you.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's addressed to Donna, and she's freaking out. Charlie, you need to rescue your mom. This is driving her nuts. Somebody knows about their involvement in the murder of Dan Markel. That's why this thing is so scary. The cat's out of the bag. Who is this guy? Somebody tied to the hitman. What the heck's going on? Your perfect connection to these hitmen is now being exposed as something that's humongously at risk of bringing us all down.
Do you know who sent it to you?
I have a pretty good idea. But,
So she's thinking, yeah, okay, it's one of the hitman's brothers. That's what he said he was. So she has a pretty good idea, right?
you know, let's talk later. Either, I would like to, I'd like to try to get to see you today. I will definitely,
There she is. She is like, I really got to see. How she's not going to sleep at all. If she doesn't see Charlie till the next day, this is something that's going to keep her up and in a complete sheer panic mode. Her whole life is about to radically change just with that person bumping into her. It's never the same after that day. Never the same. It's only going to get continually worse for her from that point on.
I just don't know if I'm going to get back here in time for Wendy, another one for the Wendy somewhere.
Is it so? Whoever sent you the letter sent you an anonymous letter?
Oh, she's not kidding. She said it's not anonymous. They hand delivered. They didn't send you a letter. They hand delivered it, Charlie.
It's not really anonymous.
Did they sign it?
It's hand delivered.
He wants to know who signed it.
So someone showed up. Was it like by a process server?
That's what I thought it was.
It wasn't.
No.
So she initially thought it was a process server, but then nope, it wasn't. So Charlie's got to keep digging out information out of mom.
Where did they come to you at?
When I walk out of the building and I make a right and I go past both driveways at the icon,
Right.
and I'm on the sidewalk and I'm about 5 feet from pressing the button so that I can cross the street to pick up the boys this afternoon.
Right.
And just as I got on the sidewalk. Yeah. Okay, sweetie, so you stay right here then, okay?
Can you imagine the boys are right there and she's talking to one of the boys? Stay out of here then? She's telling him to stay out of there. This is so unbelievable that how do you live with your conscience doing something like that? How do you even contemplate this as like a reasonable course of action to take out somebody you hate and then think you're going to get away with it? This is absolute insanity. Like Donna uses the word, this is insane.
You stay out here. I'll look on the computer when Ben finishes, okay? So, yeah, it's amazing. Somebody knew exactly who I was. Called me by name.
And he came over and handed. Was it a young guy, old guy?
I'd say probably mid-30s. I wouldn't forget that face.
Really?
Yeah. Shannon, I can make the attempt to go up there. I'm just concerned about getting back here in time and, when we say where are you? I don't think it's a place for the boys to say you're not going to go.
And like there she's talking about at the end of the day, unless I need to come do checks or office or something. So she's looking at an excuse to come to the office. So all this is being done in secret behind Charlie's back. I'm sorry, behind her husband Harvey's back, and even Charlie's keeping away from Dad. So he's got to be thinking, does this have to do with the murder? He's got to be thinking that. And he's trying to ask these other questions to try to rule it out as being, okay, it's not that big a deal. Okay, at least it's not about the murder. It can be anything. I can live with anything, but unless it's involving the murder, this is like freak out. This is like a freak out mode here. What are we going to do? How do we deal with this? Somebody else knows we're involved in this murder of Dan Markell.
All right. Well, I mean, you have to get into this stuff with insurance. I mean, it's crazy that someone handed you a letter like that. I mean, I don't know.
Maybe we better just keep it, tomorrow.
Yeah, so she's grudgingly going, well, this better keep tomorrow, but like the suspense is this going to be eating on us. Neither one of them will sleep a wink that night.
I got 12, 15, 21.
Is the person like threatening you or anything?
You never know how to interpret these things. So let's not worry, and let's meet tomorrow. I think that's better. Let's meet tomorrow afternoon.
All right, let me ask you this. Do you want to take a picture of the letter and send me what someone sent you?
No, really, I'm going to do that.
So
She's that scared. She won't even send a text photo of what she was handed by that undercover bump agent.
it wasn't the government or the military or somebody, it was just some random person.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay, it's not completely random if they give you the kind of details, but he just doesn't know how scary it really is yet. But his mom's behavior is scaring him more than anything. Charlie's probably got served with stuff all the time, with different lawsuits and complaints and stuff. But this time it's like it's against mom, and mom is calling Charlie up, and she doesn't want Harvey to be upset about it. It's got to be really bad.
Fucking crazy. How long was the letter?
It was just a copy of an article. It's not written on it.
There she's getting out more details. Copy an article. It's a news article, headlines about Dan Markell being murdered in his garage.
That was written on a copy of that letter.
Is the person threatening you?
I don't think we should.
All right. I mean, it's kind of sensitive.
Well, blackmail is sort of a threat, so she's like not wanting to get him too scared. And she doesn't want to acknowledge that, yeah, this really is a threatening letter or note.
It's kind of thing, if there's a threat, you go to the police.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah. Okay, Charlie, that's true. You just admitted you just gutted your own defense for your trial, saying, oh, you couldn't go to the police. You didn't trust them, that basically you'd rather be extorted the rest of your life than go to the police and get these guys trying to shake you down for a extended payment plan robbery.
That's a good idea. Well, I don't think it's, people threaten you, gotta go to the police, but let me see what it is. Let me see what nonsense it is first.
Okay.
Well, it won't be the first time I've been threatened.
So there you go. He's used to it's not a big deal, but mom's scaring him, talking in code, even with the boys around. They're not old enough to comprehend this kind of stuff. She could just gone in the bathroom and whispered it real quick. So she didn't know what's going on, and she's scared to even talk. Even in code, she's afraid to talk to Charlie and can't give more details so far.
But
Yeah, I'd like you to just see what you think.
yeah,
Honey,
no,
push it, honey. Right here, right up here, honey.
Calling him honey, the boys honey, when you do that to their dad, unbelievable.
So let's do that. Let's make it, 12:20, 12:30 tomorrow. That would be ideal. Okay?
okay. You got it.
I'm going to play with the boys a little bit, okay?
All right, yeah, no, I'll come down, I'll see you, I'll play with the police.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
all right, if it's something serious, I'm gonna recommend going to the police, so.
Oh, no, I know. That's what I'm
There's another thing. If it's something serious, we're going to the police, right? but they never go to the police, because if they go to the police, the police are going to want to know, well, why are you guys tied in with a threat involving Dan Markel? Some guy's accusing you of paying a hitman brother to murder Dan Markel. Now they're coming to you to get more money. That's gonna get the police dialed in real fast to, hey, what's your connection to this murder?
All right, sounds good.
Let's talk tomorrow, okay?
All right, you got it. Love you.
Love you.
Does Mrs. Adelson mention Dan Markel in this call?
No, she doesn't.
There's mention of going to the police if
Yeah, she doesn't mention Dan Markel because she doesn't, in case they're eavesdropping. I think that was her greatest fear. She doesn't want to mention the ultimate issue, what this article was about, this newspaper article.
there was a threat, we're going to go to the police. Did anybody go to the police?
No.
And again,
And there's only one reason why you don't go to the police. Only one reason. And it's so plain sense, common sense, and obvious to any jury. You didn't go to the police because you're up to your eyeballs in this thing.
does Mrs. Adelson in this call ever mention the name Katie or Catherine Magbanua?
No, she doesn't.
Who is the first person that, oh, I'm sorry, we've got one more call between, does the defendant call Donna back one more time?
He does.
All right. And
He has to call her back. I mean, he's got to figure out more information here. This is like, there's something about, he's thinking more about the blackmail, what's going on. It's like, my mom's talking about blackmail and she's scared and would like to really meet me today. It's that important and no one else can know about this. So it is like really something that in the back of his mind, he's going to tell me it's not about the murder. It can't be about the murder. This is like the worst news I've ever heard, if that's the case.
is this the same date?
It is.
Okay. What time does this third call happen?
It happens about 3 o'clock, about 15 minutes after the last call.
All right.
So look at that.
Publish C, please.
You may proceed.
They're absolutely in paranoia mode, full-blown paranoia mode here. These 3 calls are sealing their fates. It did seal Charlie's fate, and it's going to help seal Donna's fate likewise.
Hey, Charlie.
Hey, sorry about that. Quick question for you. Well, one thing I was going to tell you is obviously don't talk about things in the apartment or any place.
Oh, obviously.
The other thing is, was the person black, white, Hispanic,
Right.
and they just came up to you and they said your name and they handed you a piece of paper?
No, no, didn't hand it right away. First spoke to me for a while and then handed it to me.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And they wearing hats, sunglasses, or?
No, nothing.
So trying to figure out the description. Who could this guy be? And Donna's saying here, no, nothing. And then she's going to say, I could describe him to a T. In other words, I got such a scary impression of this dude. I was like completely trying to figure out who he was and try to etch my mind and never forget what this guy looked like. It was that scary.
Nothing. I could describe him to a T.
What's that?
You could describe him to a T. No, nothing.
Was the person nervous or were they angry or?
No, calm as could be. Totally.
Which is making him all the more confused. Who could this guy be? So, but this is like credit to Special Agent Jimenez because he's being calm. And like I say, if he acted too aggressive, she'd have freaked out, called the police. So you had to go in this really sweet spot stealth mode. But anyway, they pulled this off. This is like it's really like the ultimate example of what great law enforcement detective work will get you.
That's really crazy. Are they trying to ask for money or something?
Yeah.
Is someone trying to, I mean, listen,
Yeah, so it's blackmail, Charlie. She already answered that in the second call, but you still can't get your arms around it, right? You're trying to wonder how in the world is this something about somebody blackmailing us? And my mom is so scared she won't tell me the details. I'm having to ask all these questions. And then you hear the poor boys in the background, right? How sick is that they're having to go through all this? They should be with their dad.
if it's something like that, it sounds probably like to go to the police, but I'll
Again, Charlie mentions the police. But is he testing his mom to see whether she's no, we can't do that? Another indicator, like, look, this involves Dan Markel. We cannot go that route, Charlie. So only talk to me, kind of
I
thing.
may have to, but I'd rather talk to you first and then.
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't, there's scumbags out there all the time that try to do stuff like that.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
So,
That's why, I just want you to see, because I don't want, your father upset. So,
don't say anything to Dad and take a look at it, because Dad flies off there.
absolutely, absolutely.
On everything.
That's why I suggested, after he goes to work tomorrow.
Did the person give you any kind of like time frame or anything?
No.
Okay.
It's clear. It's clear what's wanted.
It's clear what is wanted. You owe somebody money, Charlie. You owe somebody money. That's what this is about. And yeah, it is actually about the hitman that you hired. So something you thought would never come back to you is coming back to you.
Can I just ask you, what do they ask for?
Oh, and then here's the thing. Charlie couldn't help but ask how much they're asking for. And here's the thing that really confirms their guilt, both their guilts in this case. Because you know what she brings up? The TV code for the murder is mentioned here. The TV is the code for the murder of Dan Markel. So this whole stupid alibi for Wendy, the TV, trying to repair a TV that was broke like 5-6 weeks earlier, made the boys watch a broken screen, watching cartoons with her then boyfriend Jeff Lacasse instead of getting it fixed. So
I don't know, this TV was probably about 5.
So out of the blue, she says that TV was probably about 5. So she's the one that introduced the TV as being the code for the murder of Dan Markel. That proves her guilt in and of itself right there. That this whole thing was tied around the stupid idea to have the TV repair guy be part of the alibi for Wendy. It's just such a bizarre thing to try to do as an alibi. And now she says how much they're asking. So this demand note on the news article of Dan Markel's murder shows she's telling Charlie, her son, they're asking for $5,000, which is not a lot of money for Charlie and for Harvey or Donna as well.
They asked you for $5,000.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I mentioned, like an ex-girlfriend.
Oh, mention ex-girlfriend right there. That for sure, in Charlie's mind, tells him this has got to be about the hit on Dan Markel. Under no uncertain terms, he now gets it. Charlie is now, his heart sunk. He is absolutely beyond himself. He cannot figure out how does this unravel.
Hi, Sandra. Come on in. Good. How are you? Okay.
that's crazy. Let me take a look at it,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll go from there.
Okay, your turn. Lincoln's going first. Okay, do that one. Yeah.
Talking to the boys again.
Okay.
Wow.
Let me take a look, and then I'll.
That's why I just thought, if you wanted to go to dinner, we'll see where we'll go.
Yeah, I'll go down in the afternoon and I'll take a look at whatever,
Yeah.
whatever
We'll
someone says.
maybe we'll go for a walk on the beach or something. It's gonna be nice. Small.
Yeah. Go and walk on the beach. Less chance of eavesdropping there with the waves causing a distortion effect for sound pickups.
All right, sounds good.
Okay.
All right, sounds good.
All right. Love you too, honey. Bye-bye. Yes.
Boy, Charlie.
In this call, does the defendant tell his mother, obviously, don't talk about things in the apartment or any place?
He does.
What is the significance to your investigation of the reference to a TV? This TV is probably about 5.
He had made statements. I believe Wendy Adelson made the statement that he had offered to have a hitman hired early on, but thought it would be cheaper to have a TV, to buy her a TV as a divorce present.
All right. And what about the use of the word 5? This TV is probably about 5.
And the 5,000 is what was written on the paper that the undercover had provided.
All right. In this call,
5,000 is the amount they're demanding for support. You're supporting Katie, so we want to have the hitman also get support as well.
was an ex-girlfriend mentioned? Or the term ex-girlfriend?
Yes, the term ex-girlfriend.
Okay. Was it ever said?
Yeah, it's not a current girlfriend, it's an ex-girlfriend. So how convenient that this guy knows all these details, right? So this is what's really great, the way this was set up. They gave enough details where they can't figure out who this is. They don't know for sure who this is. Is this undercover or is this really the hitman's brother?
Up to this point, whose ex-girlfriend?
Or a gang member brother of the hitman?
No,
The name Katie or Catherine McBanois at all?
no.
And does the defendant in this case has evidence revealed he has a lot of ex-girlfriends?
That's correct.
Who is the next person that he calls after these? We've got 3 calls with his mother.
Catherine McBanois.
Publish D, please.
It's what it does. It scatters the guilty to run for the darkness and confer, figure out what to do. Figure out what this is all about.
Hello?
Hey, what's going on?
What's up?
You someplace you can talk to me?
So what?
Are you any place that you can talk to me?
You can talk right now.
What's that?
Just talk right now. Just talk.
Okay, can you go somewhere that's not loud when I'm talking to you?
I can't.
Let's see, Robin S., you're asking, is this prosecutor good? You're new to the Adelson world. The prosecutor here doing the direct examination on his agent is Georgia Kappelman. She's been good, but they need to up their game because they've missed out on some key things. You'd have to look at my channel, cover over all these different issues, but they've missed certain things like the conflict issue with the attorney that tried to represent both Charlie and Donna, and then that blew up in the prosecutor's face the day that Donna's trial was supposed to start. So anyway, they've missed some stuff, but overall, she would be able to get the job done. And her co-counsel, Sarah Dugan, is excellent, and I think she's better at cross-examining than Georgia. So
Like, wow, like I can't get out.
Okay, I'm trying to walk outside and talk to you right now. I can't even fucking get outside. All right, let me run it off. All right. Somebody, hang on, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear.
Okay. I just want you to listen to me. I'll be able to talk to you in person when I see you tomorrow.
Okay.
Because I don't know what's going on,
Mm-hmm.
but my mom walked the kids. Evidently, I only heard part of the story,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna go down there and talk to her tomorrow to find out what's going on.
Okay.
If she didn't want to elaborate,
Uh-huh.
but
Okay, yeah. So right there, with Katie's lawyers knowing about this here, and they didn't talk her out of going to trial. Not one trial. The first trial was a capital murder case. They couldn't talk her out of it, and they got this kind of damning information against Katie McBanwa that Charlie's right away calling her up when this bump happened, and so really, really incriminating information. So it makes you really just wonder how could the lawyering of so many defendants there in Florida be this bad?
she said that someone approached her on the street,
Uh-huh.
called her by name,
Mm-hmm.
handed her an envelope with something in it,
Yeah.
and she really wouldn't go into detail. And listen, I have no idea what this is in reference to,
Uh-huh.
but something regarding her son,
I mean, Charlie could not even wait to meet her in person. He's right away having to call her up and explain what he knew about this bump. It just shows you that this bump was so effective in fleshing out all these details. And so, what we heard just tonight, that's going to help guarantee a conviction on Donna, just like it did for Charlie. And this here shows that Katie was involved in it as well. And it really reflects that that her lawyer is not seeing the light on being able to convince her to take a deal. If I had a lawyer, if I had a client like Katie McBanwa, and they wouldn't take the deal that was offered, get out of jail free, I would walk away. I would not sign up for something that crazy, going to trial when you got this significant evidence of guilt against your client. But that's ultimately the client's call, and so they let Katie make the call to go to trial, not just once but twice. And then how'd that turn out? She gets life without parole. So it's just unbelievable how this case has unfolded with so many bad decisions, with so many people year after year after year, so many bad decisions going on.
regarding his ex-girlfriend and the person asking my mom for some money.
What?
Yeah. So I said,
So Katie sort of now listening to this, what Charlie's telling her, and thinking, wow, this is sort of like getting really bizarre.
yeah, I'm like, first what you're saying, I thought it was like something involved in the IRS or a pay, at all.
So somebody just like bumped into your mom like that?
Well, they came up to her on the street after she dropped the kids off at school. I guess she brought them to school. I don't even know, but they must know her routine and must know who she is.
Yeah.
They walked up to her. They called her by name. They
Uh-huh.
handed her an envelope.
Uh-huh.
She said they spoke to her for a few minutes. And then she said they were making reference to my ex-girlfriend, which I don't know what that's about.
Yeah.
And then they explained that they needed to be paid some money.
For what?
I mean, his mom didn't even want to talk to me on the phone. Like, well,
But like she.
Charlie knows this is about the murder, and that's the only reason he's calling Katie about this. He would not tell somebody, an ex-girlfriend like this, if it was not involving Dan Markel and they both weren't involved in the murder. That's how obvious this is. It's an open and shut case.
Was she like, she should have like.
oh yeah,
asked or something.
that's what I said. I said, someone's going to try to blackmail you or something.
Exactly,
Right.
right, running you like that.
I said, you got to go straight to the police. Because she's like, I don't even know what this is about. I don't want to talk about it. I go, well, take a picture and send me what it is. She's like, I just want to see it in person. So I'm going to go there. I can't even fucking go there today because I won't get out of work until 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
So she's like, just.
So somebody's like stalking your mom?
I don't even fucking know. I don't know what's going on, what my mom's about. I mean, you didn't do anything with my mom. I mean, yeah.
This is what I do with my mom.
Okay. Just checking. Just checking. I don't know.
No, but I feel
Who knows?
for your mom. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, well,
Like,
I don't
this
know.
random person, like, just going up to your mom, like, hello.
Yeah. And my mom said it involves your ex-girlfriend. So I don't I don't even think she said who. I'm just like, you're my last girlfriend, so that's why.
Okay. No, not because this might be something involving blackmail to get more money out of people that are involved in this murder of Dan Markel. And see, Charlie knows that the hitman was a connection. Katie was a connection for the hitman, and Katie's one that was able to seek out the hitman that did the trigger pulling. And so that's why he's wanting to see what she knows about it. But you know what Katie never does? She never tells Charlie when they meet up or here in this call. She never tells him, oh, by the way, there was 2 hitmen that drove up there. So Charlie's only thinking it's one, her the father of her 2 children, but Sigfredo Garcia, but there's actually 2. So Charlie was not aware of that until much later.
Calling me.
What do they want from her?
I have no idea. So anyway, I'm gonna find out. Well, they wanted money.
I know, exactly. Did she tell you? Like, what you were?
No, she was just kind of like a little bit rattled and with the kids, and was like, listen, just as soon as I have the day off tomorrow, so she's like, come down and talk to me. So I'm going down tomorrow to talk to her, and then I don't remember if it had anything to do with you. If they're mentioning you or any reference to you, I'll keep you posted.
What does it mean? Yeah, like
I don't know.
girlfriend.
Well, we'll talk.
Yeah. So anyway, this is very much sealing his fate. If he ever gets a retrial, this seals his fate. He's not getting away with it. And same thing with Donna Adelson. She's going to be having these recordings played in her trial. And it's just unbelievable that they thought they could get away with it. Yeah, Sonny San Clemente, you don't, with all the evidence you produced against Donna, how could she be found anything but guilty? Yeah, that's the case. Absolutely. I don't see how she's going to get out of this one. Edward Murphy, Tallahassee's dragged their heels and denied the Markels timely justice. That is so true. Yeah, I was thinking about doing just like a live stream on all the different actions of all the lawyers on this case. So many bad decisions, even bad decisions from the prosecution at times. And the current active one, which is they haven't arrested more of the Florida Adelsons. But you have to believe they're going after Wendy after Donna gets convicted. At a minimum, Donna, when she's convicted, they're going to have to go after Wendy real soon after that. I can't imagine it being beyond this year. And now we heard from Phil Markel on this channel on the last live stream I did on Friday night. Phil Markel joined us, and he said that as he understands that Wendy's now in Colorado. So the boys have now moved from Austin area to Colorado. So apparently they're only in Texas, maybe 6 months, if that. And now they don't even know where the grandsons are at. That's how much cruelty has been done on the Markel family. They don't even know where the boys are living now. They just think that they might be in Colorado. Joy Moore, I don't think they asked to wiretap Wendy's phone. I don't think they thought she was involved in it. I don't think Isom thought she was involved with it in the beginning. That's why they didn't back then, back in 2014. Kendall B, they never mentioned Wendy in any of the phone calls. Well, that's the reason for that being they're trying to keep this as tightly controlled as possible. They're not going to have Wendy start giving them advice because they have to meet in person. And they're worried if they're going to have somebody eavesdropping in on them, and so they don't want to have, they don't trust Wendy to keep a lid on this as much as themselves. But look how much they've already talked and incriminated themselves. Rosemary Gallagher, you're saying you don't believe Donna will testify, her lawyers will not allow it. She's in a different world of her own. She belongs in prison. Okay, well, I agree with the latter part, but Donna will testify. That's the way she thinks she's going to be able to walk out of the courtroom a free citizen. And lawyers do not, you cannot say that lawyers will not allow it. It's the client's call in American justice system. It's ultimately the client's call. The lawyers are mere advisors. So in a case like this, her lawyers are going to tell her that, however you claim you're innocent, you're the best evidence for that. We don't have Harvey's not even here to testify in support of you. So why you fled and all that kind of stuff. She's coming up with excuses of why she fled. So she's thinking that she's going to be able to convince a jury that that all this can be explained away, just like Charlie. Charlie thought he could explain everything away, and it's not working then, and it's not going to work with Donna either. Sir Tedrick Walker, when's the latest Donna could cut a deal at state? Very unlikely. And IMO. I mean, people can cut deals at mid-trial if they want, or right before the verdict comes back if they want. So there's no rule against when you can cut a deal. It's all driven by personalities and agendas and how much they think they can get a better outcome by cutting a deal. I think the state would cut a deal with Donna if she wanted to roll over, but she's invested too much money in attorneys. And I just don't see attorneys having a real heart-to-heart with Donna, getting her to see that this is not going to turn out well for her. Yeah, so they're trying to act like they know how to deal with this, how to handle this bump and all that, like they're career criminals and dealt law enforcement many times. They have no idea what this is about. And notice who they don't call is Wendy's godfather, that powerful judge down there in the Miami area. They don't call him up to say, hey, this is what happened. This is what happened to me. What do you think we should do? So let's see here. I'm going to play one other thing here for y'all. Stand by. Last time I played the victim impact statement for Bill Markell, and now, or I guess it was time before last, and now Someone requests we also play it for Dan Markel's mother, Ruth Markel. So stand by. Going to share that now here. Let's see what she had to say for what she's been having to deal with.
My name is Ruth Markel. I am Dan Markel's mother. I am reading this statement on behalf of my family. Parents are not supposed to outlive their children. A mother should never have to bury her own child. Perhaps this is why there are words to describe someone who loses a spouse or their parents, a widow or an orphan. But there is no word in the English language for someone who loses a child. And yet, because of the acts of a few, my son Dan's life was cut very short, and I have been forced to experience the unthinkable and to live a life filled with unimaginable pain and heartbreak that no mother should ever have to endure. Dan's family, friends, and colleagues and mentors describe Dan as a caring, uplifting, and inspiring person to everyone around him. Dan was a devoted son and family member, cherishing family celebrations and always making time for lengthy phone calls with us and other family members in Canada, United States, and Israel. As a son, everything about Dan and everything he did made us proud. From his love of music, dance, sports, and travel, to his dedication to and hard work in school, culminating in his acceptances into Harvard University. As an undergraduate in Cambridge, England, where he earned a master's degree in political theory, and finally Harvard Law School, where he received his JD and began his impressive legal career. After graduating law school, Dan served as a law clerk for a federal circuit court judge, and then worked as an associate at a prestigious law firm in Washington, DC. Then began what proved to be a successful career in academia, becoming a professor of law and landing a coveted teaching position at a top US school right here in Tallahassee, FSU College of Law. Of all my son's accomplishments, however, I am most proud of the father Dan was to his beautiful boys, Lincoln and Ben. It is hard to capture in words the joy and excitement I felt when Dan became a father and I became a grandmother. I derived even more joy and happiness watching Dan raise his two boys. Dan was a present, devoted, loving, supportive, selfless father, and he always acted with the best interests of his boys. Dan regularly attended the boys' daycare, leading holiday programs for all the children. Dan's office and home were covered with the boys' drawings, and the family's living room was always full of the boys' toys. Regardless of the situation, Dan always put his children's safety and well-being ahead of his own. Lincoln and Ben loved their father. He was their hero. Dan offered the world his love, his wisdom, opinion, his energy, his friendship, and his warmth. Since the day he was born, Dan was alert and energetic. He did not waste this energy. He used it to live life to the fullest. For example, even in his short life, he pursued his passion for travel, and he lived in many cities: Montreal, Toronto, Boston, New York, London, Jerusalem, Washington, D.C., Phoenix, San Francisco, Miami, and Tallahassee. He made many friends all over the world and continued to stay in touch with everyone he befriended. When Dan moved to Tallahassee, he quickly became an integral part of the community. Dan made many close friends at FSU and in the broader Tallahassee community. He regularly attended community events and frequently hosted others at his home. Dan was on the board of the Shomrei Torah Synagogue and frequently attended services, holidays, and children's programs. Dan's murder has not only deprived his large network and community of a dedicated and caring family member and friend, it has also deprived the world of a brilliant attorney, teacher, and legal academic. Dan also co-founded a blog called Prof's Blog, which focuses on a variety of topics related to law and life. Due to Dan's amazing dedication and tireless work, Prof's Blog continues to grow and inspire legal scholars and students around the world. In addition to Dan's scholarship, Dan was a devoted professor who was deeply involved in the FSU community. Dan was passionate about teaching and his students adored him. Dan served on the law school's recruiting committee and worked to recruit high-level academics to FSU, including by personally hosting most of the recruits and new faculty members. Dan's energy, drive, and sociability enhanced the student body and the faculty of the FSU College of Law. As the court knows, Dan's life was brought to a sudden, abrupt, and tragic end when he was murdered in July 2014. The losses sustained and the damage caused by this crime cannot be overstated. In one fell swoop, our son, brother, and the father of two young boys were all killed. My life was shattered. Dan's death has caused us deep pain that is both disruptive and permanent. After the death of a loved one, you are supposed to face the loss, the void, the experience, the grief, and maybe get closure if you are lucky. When you lose a child, life's progression comes to a complete stop. And the grief comes to a grief stop. When my life was shattered, Dan's death has caused us deep pain that is both disruptive and permanent. After the death of a loved one, you are supposed to face the loss, the void, the experience, the grief, and maybe get closure if you are lucky. But when you lose a child, life's progression comes to a complete stop, and the grief and pain of a mother who loses her child never ends. For me, closure and normalcy are only words in a dictionary, not a reality that I will ever experience again. We have waited for more than 5 years for those involved in Dan's murder to be brought to justice, which has only exacerbated my pain, grief, anxiety, and health. It is very cumbersome to navigate and participate in the legal processes encountered in the days, weeks, and years following the murder. From the day I learned about Dan's death, I experienced a life sentence. But I know that even after justice occurs, Dan's murder will continue to torment me for the rest of my life.
Thank you, Mrs. Martin.
I'm not finished. Wait, I'm still sorry. Other lives were just.
Stop.
What's wrong?
Oh, there is another page. It just looked
Okay.
like.
I'm
Okay, are we okay? Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
Other lives were destroyed as well. The lives of Dan's two sons, my grandchildren, were forever turned upside down as a result of this crime. Benjamin was 4 years old, and Lincoln was only 3 years old when their father was murdered. Benjamin and Lincoln have been forever deprived of a relationship with their father and will grow up and go through life without a father. These boys have also been robbed of their childhoods as they are forced to confront and try to understand the unthinkable crime of murder at such a young age. We, all including Phil, Shelley, and her family, have been traumatized by Dan's tragic death. Dan's nieces and nephews, ranging from ages 8 to 13, were forced to confront murder at a young age. Dan's older relatives could not comprehend this tragedy. My maternal 97-year-old uncle had a special bond with Dan and suffered greatly from his murder. He gave up and died 3 months later. There is not a single day that goes by when thoughts of Danny do not enter our minds. His murder has been horrible for us, shocking, surreal, hard to understand. Danny is never coming back, but we continue to hope and pray for justice.
Thank you.
Wow, there you go. That's sorry about that. Hit the wrong button. Yeah, this is unbelievable what these boys have been through. It's bad enough the families lost their son, and for their grandchildren to be at the point now that they're teenagers, they're getting close to graduating from high school in a few years, and their grandparents, the surviving grandparents of their dad, I should say the surviving parents of their dad, their grandparents, in other words, they don't even know where they're at right now. They don't even know for sure if they're in Colorado. They don't know their address, how to reach them, apparently. And all that's being cryptic. When's the last time they've talked to their grandchildren? So, and what you notice here about both of Dan's parents, you don't see that bitter hatred. The hatred that the Adelsons have for the Markells is palpable. It's really unreal, and it's just like it's like a poison in their mind. It's just like eating them away. So they wanted not just parental alienation for these grandkids of theirs, but they also wanted alienation of all the other Markells in Canada, and it's just so absolutely sick and cruel. Yes, and heartbreaking. Yeah, Kamala Cass, agree. How beautiful and heartbreaking. I hope Wendy's arrested before anything happens to these parents. We can only admire these two strong parents who always give everything. They're having to fly back to Tallahassee again. Unbelievable. They've suffered so much through this, but there's like you're saying, very strong, super strong, wonderful, high class, respectable people. Yep. Over 11 years, almost fully grown. And let's say even if they arrested Wendy this year, I mean, it's going to take a couple of years to get her to trial probably. So they'll both be in high school or graduates of high school by the time Wendy gets to trial. So anyway, this is all I'm going to do for tonight. So it's getting late here. It's after midnight, and y'all have a great week. And it may be as soon as this weekend where I'm going to cover the indicators for Wendy's involvement. And based on that, you'll see why it's been really an outrage, why there hasn't been more prosecutions against Adelsons in this case to date. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and sign off and hope to see you this weekend. Y'all take care. Be safe. Have a good night. Bye.